Oh, well, I shouldn't be surprised by this, should I? I mean, Tom's out to make a big name for himself as our brand new DA, no matter who he has to prosecute, right?
Barbara, Tom's not the one who's doing the pushing. Whenever there's a case that receives this much publicity, there's always a lot of political pressure to move ahead as quickly as possible. Right. Now, I don't think Tom's any happier about this than I am. I'm sure he'd like a little more time to prepare his case.
What about you? Are you going to be ready by next week?
It doesn't work like that. The grand jury is strictly the DA's show. He presents witnesses and tries to prove there's enough evidence to take a case to trial. At that point, I don't do anything. I'm not even allowed in the grand jury room with you. Oh. But don't worry. Don't worry. We will go over your testimony very carefully beforehand. It's obvious what Tom's basing his case on.
What?
That you were found at the scene of the crime, carrying the murder weapon, your gun, and that your fingerprints were the only prints found on that gun.
But I don't know how the gun got in my hand, Jessica. You have to believe me.
Barbara, I do believe you. But getting a jury to believe it, well, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Well, I wish I could have spoken to Franny before she left for Boston.
You know, I wish I could have talked her out of it. She understood that you were busy with the Stenbeck case. She's going to call in a couple of days after she's settled.
Well, good. I hope I speak.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Margot.
I'm sorry. Am I interrupting something?
No, not at all. I'm leaving. See you.
Bye, Dad.
Hey,
Come on in. Come on in. Please.
Thank you. Well, Max said that until this case is over, we're to keep you abreast of any new developments, as they happen.
So? Any new developments?
Well, I had a rather fruitless visit with Vincent Giaro in Chicago just now. I went there because I thought I could push him into admitting that he knew that it was Stenbeck's money that helped Tonio take over Craig's company.
Well, even if you can prove it, it doesn't bring you any closer to nailing Tonio as Stenbeck's murderer. You still believe that Tonio was at the Ruxton Hills house that night?
Yes, I do. He told Lucinda that he would kill James if he knew where James was hiding, and Lucinda provided him with the information.
Well, even if you can place him at the house, the simple fact remains that the murder weapon is still registered to Barbara.
Look, Tonio has had it in for Barbara ever since their little sordid affair while he was still married to Sierra. He knows the apartment. So he went there, he took the gun out of the night table, he unlocked the window to the fire escape, he goes up to the Ruxton Hills house, he shoots James Stenbeck and leaves the gun there. Now, I'm not saying he knew Barbara was going to come along and pick up the gun, but just the mere fact that the gun could be traced back to Barbara, that would be enough for our Mr. Reyes.
Well, it's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
How do you prove it?
I can't even think while you're yelling at me like
All
this.
right, you said you could explain, so start explaining. Why are you so bent on destroying our lives?
I'm not. It's just that Holden kept badgering me until I finally told him.
Damn it, Meg. I'm about to make Holden a full partner with me at Montgomery & Associates. Now, he is not going to jeopardize his position by saying...
No, that's not true. He said if the police asked him outright that he would have to...
I can handle Holden. The one I'm worried about is you. If you don't get your emotions in check, you are going to blurt out something that we're both going to regret.
Oh, I don't know how much longer I can take this. Keep this up.
Oh, Meg, you have to keep this up. Now, look, we've already told our story as to what happened that night. So far, the police seem to accept that. Now, we have to stick to that story. The only way we're going to get into any trouble is if you start losing control of your emotions.
No, but...
But what? Look, Meg, if you love me, you've got to find some way to do this for both of us. Now, look, why don't we change and go downstairs and get some dinner? We'll feel better after that. And we can come back up here and try and get some rest.
The Emmy Award winner, As the World Turns. This portion brought to you today by April Fresh Downy, bursting with fluffy softness, and by New Mountain Dawn, the fresh new way to cut grease.
I'm sorry I keep getting emotional about all this. It's just... I love you so much, and if anything were to happen to you...
Nothing is going to happen to me. As far as Stenbeck is concerned, let's just make a pact between us, never to mention his name again, all right?
Yeah, it's fine by me. Every time I even think about that night when I thought...
All right? Let's go downstairs. I'll help you cook some dinner.
Well, this I've got to see.
What was she going to say? At least I've got the buttons.
I know. My theory about Tonio isn't worth a damn unless I can find a way to back it up, but I will find a way to back it up. Did Bob come here to talk to you about Barbara?
Among other things. Why?
It can't be easy on you, or the rest of the family.
It isn't. If I wind up prosecuting Barbara, it's going to get worse for everyone involved.
Can you stand up to it all?
Well, I don't know. As DA, I have to prosecute with the evidence available to us, and right now, all that evidence points straight to Barbara. Please, give me some more evidence that incriminates someone else. I'll be glad to prosecute her. Excuse me. Yeah. Send him in.
Tom, Max
Howdy.
said that you wanted to... Hey, when did you get back from Chicago?
Oh, about a half an hour ago. I came to the DA's office per Max orders.
Yeah, that's why I'm here too, Tom. I
Hold on
need to ask...
just a sec, please. Yeah. No, that sounds fine. Listen, when Ed gets here, I'll just order up some sandwiches or something. Looks like it's going to be another all-nighter. Okay, I'll see you in the ham. Bye-bye.
Ed? You mean Ed Hamilton?
Yes, I've appointed Ed as the assistant DA to help me while we're doing this case. If we manage to get a grand jury together, we're going to have to subpoena witnesses if the workload's going to be too much.
Wait a minute! You're bringing Barbara before a grand jury already?
Not by choice, Hal. It seems that the governor has been pressuring the attorney general, and he has been pressuring Commissioner Mason. I couldn't hold him off any longer.
And when is this grand jury planning on convening?
Well, depending on how quick we can put things together, it could be as early as tomorrow afternoon.
Are you sure you don't want to come out to the farm for dinner?
Well, I would love to. I just don't think that your family is ready to accept the fact that we're going to be married so quickly.
All the more reason you should come out there. The more they see us together, the faster they're going to accept it.
Okay.
Good.
But I want to stay here for a little while with Barbara and Paul, so I'll drive up by myself. Okay. Hi, Holden.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Hi, Barbara. All right, I'm going to go out there, and I'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, I better be going, too. Okay. Listen, give me a call after your session with Dr. Michaels. Maybe she'll help you to remember something more. And maybe I will have heard from Tom by then.
I get the distinct impression that you're keeping something from me, that you're not telling me everything, Jessica.
Oh, Barbara, it has nothing to do with you or the case. It's a personal problem. Listen, I'll be home tonight. If you need anything, just give me a call.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jessica, may I speak to you for...
Okay.
Excuse me. All right, you know the $250,000 that I asked you for?
Uh-huh.
I just need a little bit more, okay? Wait, I decided I wanted to buy one of the new condominiums that they made up at the old Peabody estate. I need a cash down payment.
Emily, with everything that's going on right now, do you really think you should be out on your own?
Well, I'm not going to be moving out on my own. You see, I'm going to be moving in with Holden. We're going to get married. Well, the money that I'm getting from my trust fund is for him so he can buy into the partnership with Tonio Reyes.
Emily, I represented Sierra when she sold the company to Tonio Reyes. And there's a clause that stipulates when and if Craig returns, he can buy the company back.
Yeah, I know that, but he's going to buy it back at market value. Now, with Holden and Tonio, they're wonderful. They're going to be so successful. They're going to make so much money, and then they'll make a huge profit. And they'll move on to bigger and better things.
Okay, Emily. I'll get my secretary on it tomorrow.
Great, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Paul? What's wrong?
I just overheard you and Jessica talking. Are you and Holden really getting married?
Yes, Paul, we are. Oh, honey, I really didn't want you to hear it this way. I wanted to be the one to tell you. Paul, it's really important to me that you understand.
Well, yeah, I do. I guess. But does Holden know about the baby?
No. Of course he doesn't know about the baby. Paul, that is our secret, all right? It's between you and me.